Hello, welcome back to the Spider's Web, and as you can see we have the character card for Amy from Zombicide in front of us. The reason for that is that Amy and her Zombiver are about to get painted. Yes, we're going to be starting on Zombicide now, having a bit of a break from the Mantic stuff. So, what do we have in store? Well, Amy is roughly based on the character from NCIS. So, I'm going to do her, obviously, as a goth. I'm not going to be sticking with the colour scheme on here, even though usually I do. I'm going to go as close to as I can, but not exactly. There's going to be a lot of blacks involved and studded belts and stuff like that, so I think I might colour her hair different. I might just do plain black for her hair, probably black lipstick as well. I don't know yet, we'll soon find out. Anyway, let's put this to one side so we don't get paint on it, and let us begin. So we're going to be starting off with the flesh tones, and for this I'm going to be using Kisler Flesh. I'm not using a screw tip, what am I on about? Oh dear God. Kisler Flesh and Screaming Skull, just to lighten it a bit, because with her being a goth, she wears a lot of makeup that, shall we say, pales the skin. So I want a very fairly pale coloured skin. And let's get going. And I'm using it very, very, very watery. I'll try and see how good I can make these models. So it's going to be like a series of washes more than anything else that we put on these. I need some more mix, I think. I might add a little bit of white as time goes on, I'm not sure yet. But what I really want to do is just make sure that the skin tone is fairly pale. You can darken it a little with shadows, etc. later on, but I'm using a character card as a reference, to find out where all the skin tones of various, or what various things are, because sometimes when you've primed these models you can't quite tell. There we go. I'll keep going. Yeah, I know I still have the Mansions of Madness minis to do. All the monsters I've not even started yet. I have a lot of plastic and stuff to go through. But I just want to get, for some reason I just want to get these Zombicide ones done, because I don't want to get bogged down with these, because there's a lot of them. I shall be getting Prison Outbreak very soon. And then I've got all my whatchamacallits this year coming as well, the all my Kickstarter stuff. So I really want to try and get as much done as I can in my models this year, as well as try and get my Kings of War finished off. I have some more werewolves which I want to paint up. I have 6 more of those, so fingers crossed fairly soon I can get them sorted out. I'm not going to do them on camera, I've done them before. What I may do on camera, however, is the base, the movement tray for them, because I want to do something a little different with those. I'll do something a little scenic rather than just row upon row. Now we run out of this mix. So I'm just going to have to mix a little bit more in the hope that I get the right shade. Should have mixed a lot more. I didn't think I'd need a lot. There we go. So fingers crossed I've got the right or very similar shade. The one thing you've got to bear in mind with these is she is wearing stockings, black stockings. How I'm going to get that done I'm not sure, but I'm going to try my best. I'm trying to make sure I don't cover too much or any of the detail with this, because this mix seems to be a lot thicker than the last one. Okay. Now, that's the flesh areas done. It is a touch lighter, this particular mix, so I'm going to go over the face areas again and the arms. As you can see, I'm trying with this to move the paint down the length of her legs rather than across. If you move it across, then it will build up where you don't want it. So if you move it down the length, or along the length, then hoping you can see that. Now what I'm also going to do is take a little bit of that colour that I've mixed, bring it to one side, and add a touch of Nurgling green. Okay, that could be just what we're looking for. And this is her Zombicide, which is why we need the slightly greenish coloured flesh tone. And I'll be doing this with all the characters. Making the flesh tone, then adding a touch of the nurdling green just to green it down. It's not quite strong enough. We can make it look more mind you saying that, it does look green. I suppose it's once we've got the other colours mixed in with it, it might bring the green out of this skin tone for this Zombicide or Zombivore. I've just realised I've missed a midriff in the main model. Yes and no, shame on me, shame on me. And I'm not worried if I go over any of the clothing. I can always go back over it when we come back to do the clothes. That isn't an issue. There we go. And I'm just going to do all the leg again. Like so. Now the reason I'm doing these together is so that I get the right colours for both characters, so they're not different coloured characters. The only thing really is going to be different is the shade of the skin tone and the appearance, or the shading of the Zombivore's clothing. Because let's face it, we don't want the Zombicide looking as though she's just come out of Dorothy Perkins or whatever, Top Man or Next or other clothing retail stores are available. Did I say then Dorothy Perkins? I thought they should, and I've just realised I should think they've gone. The post, I don't know. I just remember there being one in Wigan at some point. Don't ask me. Now, let's just rinse my brush out and go back to the first skin tone that we mixed, and then I can do Amy's midriff, which I, as I say, for some strange reason forgot about. There we are. So this is going to take time to do. I'm not going to be what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not going to be laying the paint on thick. I'm going to try and do like a build up of washes, as I say with these models. I may just go back to the way I usually do them for the zombies, because there's, let's face it, a hell of a lot of them, but I think for the playing characters I think they need a little bit more care taken. Okay, so there's the skin tone done. I know it's very pale and you may not be able to see much in the light, but it's there. Now what I'm going to be doing is using a fine detail brush and the whatchamacallit, the Screaming Skull. Going to be going over some of the high points. So I want to try and make Amy's skin to be a little bit paler than normal. I think I might add, as I said, a little bit of white. I'll get any amount of look. This will show up a lot better. There we go. Oh, I've got noisy devils outside again. Strangely enough around here. Okay lady, enough with the snoring. Okay, there's people outside. They're not coming here. Let's have a little bit of white going there. I don't see the point. I'm not doing the legs, I've just realised, because they've got what do you call it? I've got the black fishnet stockings to do. I was close to black fishnet stockings as I can get. I've never done that type of thing on a flat surface before, so let's see what I can do. Usually if I'm doing something like that, or when I have done something like that, it's been on canvas when I've been doing one of my acrylics, and the texture has been able to take off what I want there. Okay, so now let's add a little bit of that colour into the greeny colour that I used for the Zombies flesh. Remember, we don't want to be making this too what's the word I'm looking for? Don't want to be making this too bright, as it's supposed to be like undead kind of zombie-ish. Just add a little bit too much of the white in there. It looks a bit too pale. I'm not quite happy with it, so I've just washed off the paint I've put on. I'm going to try it again with the exact same colour. We'll just water it down a little bit more. There we are, and I'll also do there we go. And here at the back she has a little bit of musculature, so I'll go underneath that. Yeah. And just like so, I'll do here as well. There we are. Next. Now I don't particularly want to do all black, because I know I don't think she would have all black. But I think there is going to be quite a bit of black with this. There we are. So we're using, I'll say black, which is, as you should know by now, Abaddon black, as you can see. And that will be going over various parts of the model. We're going to be going over the skirts, belt. As you can see, I'm not doing a very thick coat of this. I'm going to try using lots of very thin coats and see how it goes. So the leather belts will be black, the skirt I think it was going to be black. There is a waistcoat here, I think I'm going to do that black as well. But underneath the waistcoat I'm not sure what kind of shirt to give her yet, or blouse should I say. There we go. As I've said, everything I do on this model I'm going to be going straight over to the Zombicide to do again on that one. Now we also have a little bit to do on her leg, which is the hem of her stockings here. I think I might be able to get away with doing just a very pale now this really should be quite a bit darker. And the rest of the stockings. And I also think that just doing a very thin coat like this will actually give the effect of the fishnets. Let's just see. Try and get as much paint off the brush as I can and just go down. As I say, I'm hoping I've got that looking okay. It will, as they say, do for me, Tommy. If you remember your 80s comedy duos, you'll know what I was meaning by that. I really don't know why that was remotely worthwhile using, but still, never mind. And again, a little bit of water, get as much of the black paint off this brush as I can, and then it's just down the leg, in the hope that I give the look of black stockings. Now bear in mind we will have to go over the top of the hem of the stockings again, because like I said, they need to be a lot darker. There we go. Just a little bit there on the hem to add a bit more black there, because it will build up in the creases.